I don't know why it does the whole thing. There you go. Oh, we're live.
There we go. We're
Hey
live.
there, everybody. Thank y'all so much stopping by. I don't know how many people's going to be here. No, I hope some people show up. It looks like Survive Fan and Grandiosa. I hope I said that right. I am so sorry. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you were able to stay up. If you're not, I understand. You got to get your sleep, man. I understand that. Where you at, anyways? Are you in Australia or something, or in England or something, maybe? But anyways, thank y'all so much for stopping by. Yeah, this is a spur of a moment thing, kind of. Well, not really spur of a moment. A couple of days we've been
We're
playing this,
playing it.
but
We're playing it.
yeah, but it's been a minute. I mean, I used to have
Yeah.
you on all the time. It's been a minute since I have you on, and I understand. I understand you got better friends to deal with. I
Now,
understand
hey,
that.
hey, before the show, we were talking. I was like, "Oh, it looks like you're getting serious about the move." Because for
Yeah,
those that don't know, for those that don't watch Figure Action every
yeah.
Thursday night, 9 o'clock, over on the Figure Action YouTube channel. I've been moving, and
Hmm.
since April, I've been in the process. Well, actually, May was really when I started, and it's a
Yeah,
lot. When you have a huge collection, it's a lot to pack it all up. So,
yeah. So
you
that's
know,
why I started early. I'm a year out. I'm about a year out, and I'm started early. Which I'm
yeah.
actually finding room now for stuff to put, and everything. But now I'm putting out stuff and everything.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Larkin, what's up, man? Thank you so much. Cato came in. Thank you so much. Mark, thank you so much for coming in, man. But yeah, like I said, we used to do this, quite a few times. We get together and we have little discussions and everything. So I'm gonna give it over to you, and I'm also gonna put the podcast, Figure Action podcast. I'm gonna put that link down in
Well,
the
thank you.
description. Yeah,
Thank you
definitely
so
need to
much.
go follow the guys. Some really good guys over there. Except for Joe. No, I'm just kidding. I love Joe. I love Joe. You got some really good dudes over
He's
there.
now Florida man. Just refer to
Yeah,
him as
he is
Florida man.
Florida man. Is he wrestling Gators yet? Come on, man.
He's not admitting to it, but he is. You don't move down there and not do that.
I would pay to see Joe drop an elbow on an alligator. I'm just gonna
I
say
would
that.
too.
That'd
I'd
be
see him roll
awesome.
up in his Tesla and just come out with bam.
But dude, yeah, really great news. Man, y'all need to go check it out. It's a great podcast. Like I said, after this, I'm gonna put it in the description. So yeah, we have a topic. Gonna
Yeah.
give the floor over to you, man.
Yeah, so I've just been been thinking about repaints lately because if you're a Transformers fan, repaints are a part of life. And I was just thinking
Yeah.
about just the amount of repaints we've been getting lately. And the funny thing is the repaints are not really prevalent in the main line so much. They're doing the generation selects.
Yeah.
You've got
Generally.
the store exclusive stuff like the Buzzworthy Bumblebee is doing a lot of
Hmm.
repaints.
Yeah.
But I just happen to think back, like, what was my first repaint? What did I used to think about repaints? And I mean, obviously,
Oh, hey.
I think it's clear, no pun intended, that unless you're a huge fan of repaints, I know you got to have all the clear ones. Um,
I try to. I just got in. Well, I mean, I got clear from Legends class to Masterpiece scale as well. I don't know what it is about. I just love clear Transformers. They just look good. But now, as far as you're talking about recolors, okay, let me ask you
yeah.
this question. Now, are you considering also like a retool with it, or are you just a straight recolor?
Well, I'm talking mostly about the straight recolors, but sometimes
Mhm.
and I kind of wanted to touch base on that because like I think Transformers really conditions you. If you're a fan of Transformers, it conditions you to like those recolors where it's the same it's the same mold, it's the same
Yeah.
toy, but it's a
But a
different
little,
character.
yeah, just a
Yeah,
little touch of like just a head. Most of the time,
yeah.
it's just a different head sculpt, and I guess it can change a lot. Everything, like
Hmm.
we've had recolors since G1. Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, they're all
Hmm.
recolors. Ratchet, Ironhide, they were recolors. Kind of retool too as well. They had different head sculpts and everything.
The Datsuns.
Yeah, Dotson's is there.
Hmm.
Let's see, who was there any other?
I mean, you got Grapple and Inferno. I
Yeah,
mean,
Inferno, Grapple,
slight
Inferno.
differences, but most of
Trailbreaker,
them, yeah,
Hoist, kind of a I
they
don't know.
transform them different.
Yeah,
Drone
I wouldn't
heads.
really consider that that's a heavy retool, to be honest. The
Well, I mean,
the
in
Hoist
G1, I think
and
they were about the same. I mean, they
just
were,
a little bit, but
yeah,
later on, okay, but
but
yeah,
they did have a lot of different parts, so it's
yeah,
not so fair. But Beast Wars, man, Beast Wars kind of changed the game because G1 had a lot of the characters were repaints, but they had show representation. But back in
yeah,
'96, CG was much more expensive, so
yeah.
you got a lot of toys that were not in the show, and then every
Oh yeah,
time the new waves would roll out, it was a guessing game back then. Is
yeah.
this guy going to be in the show? But
Hmm.
I think where I got exposed to a lot of repaints, because I was born in '85, so I got a
So
lot of
you,
G1 hand-me-downs. But
yeah,
G2 came out when I was a bit old enough, and so
hmm,
that was like repaint central.
yeah.
I think the first time I really came to think about repaints was, oh, hey, I now have a blue Dinobot, and I also have a pink and
Green.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a green slag and then the
Hmm.
red snarl. But they didn't do swoop. But they did a
No.
G2 swoop and I think sludge, but they were the same as G1, I
Yeah, I
think,
think
weren't they?
so. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
I think
Sludge had a
only
prototype.
three of them only got recolors
Yeah.
and everything. So, and I just did a review for G2 Ramjet from Generation Select. So
Mhm.
I think that's what Generation Select is basically doing, just giving us recolors and a little
Or
retool here and there.
yeah, because you get characters like Transmutate made out of
Yeah,
Paleotrex. But
exactly.
I remember at a young age, like I was kind of conditioned because of the show, like Skywarp, Thundercracker,
Mm,
Starscream. They're all repaints one another. So I
yeah.
like wasn't like, oh, this is the same toy. I would always make up like stories in my head about this being a
Oh
different
yeah.
character.
Oh
And
yeah.
like when
Imagination. Yeah.
yeah, when G2 rolled around, it was like these are kind of like powered up versions of the characters because they came with extra weapons and stuff.
Hmm.
Rotorstorm was a cool one.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. That's a
and
good mold. Yep.
and I think the reason I love repaints so much is it's like those are your background characters. Like Transformers is very light on troop building, but if you wanted to have
Hmm.
characters that like were background characters, if you wanted
Hmm.
them to be on Cybertron, you could kind of make up those stories in your head. And I
Yeah.
think the Beast Wars comics were kind of like where I got the idea, like, well, these are
Oh
other parts of the Earth where characters that have similar alt modes. Of course, the robot modes are similar.
yeah. Well, I like. I'm hoping, which Mark said, a hauler for the win. I'm surprised they have yet to do a Generation
Yeah,
Selects hauler out of the grapple and Inferno mold. So it's weird that we have not got that.
and we got
So
Artfire. But he still hasn't dropped yet.
no, he's I don't know sometime soon probably, but he's going to have
Yeah.
a target master and everything with him.
Yeah.
So that's good. Deluxe deepens my little. Stop it. Anyway, but yeah. So well, I mean, when I really didn't think, that's a good, good point right there. People use their imagination back in the day. I don't know if people do it now. I'm sure they do.
I try
But
to.
yeah, I mean, but you had to with the G1 stuff because they didn't have any articulation. You just fly them through the thing, and you had to pretend that you were, doing what they were doing on the cartoon, because now you couldn't really do that stuff on there. I think that my first. Do you remember your first repaint you ever
Yeah,
got?
absolutely. It
What
was
was it?
Ramjet and Starscream from G2. Those are the first two that I
Oh,
got.
nice. Oh yeah, I
Mhm.
forgot. Yeah, I had Starscream. Yes, and I don't have the original Ramjet, but I do have the original Starscream.
Yeah. And part of what got me going is I know you got the Ramjet in, so I'm jealous. I want that.
It's well, you know what? Now through my review, I forgot. I totally forgot. I was kind of upset it didn't have G2 insignias, but someone put me in, told me in the comments he didn't have the G2
No.
insignias. Someone did, and that was my fault. I apologize if y'all watched that. I know people, gonna get mad or something, throw a fit, and everything. But you dumbass, you don't know stupid Transformers. But I
This
thought
is
he
your
had a
first day on the internet?
G2. I know. I was like, I thought he had G2 insignias for some reason. I was
Yeah.
kind of upset. That's the one thing that really was like, but he didn't. So that's
That was such a weird era because they designed new faction insignias, but they were so inconsistent about how they put them on the characters.
yeah. Well, I mean, and just the oh, I can't wait. Kato, come on now, don't tease me. The colors on this one is really good. I love the turquoise and the purple and the black really go well together. Just 90s. I mean, you can look at a nice Transformer and know it's from the 90s. I mean, it just looks god awful,
100%.
like gaudy.
It's funny how that's kind of come around, right? Like those throwbacks, like it's like
Yeah,
I remember like thinking in the early 2000s, looking back at pictures of when I was getting like serious into collecting.
yeah.
I've been collecting my whole life. When I was getting serious into it, I looked back at G2 and I was like, oh god, these look awful. Looking at like the G2 Megatron with the Megatron
Oh yeah,
wheels.
the tank. Yeah, the tank and everything. Remember the oh, did they have the one? I think I might be thinking of something. They changed colors in water,
Yes, 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 yes. Those
just
were
like Zartan did in
yeah.
GI Joe.
But it's just
But they
funny how
were Were they American or I think they may have been
European.
European. I think
Yeah.
they might have been. There's a lot of Rudy would know. He's over there. He would. I'm sure he probably
I
has a
think there were
lot of that.
MicroMasters that did it, if I
I
remember.
thought they were deluxe scale. I thought they were
I think they
mainline
were.
stuff. But I'm sure he knows a lot about the European stuff and everything. They had a lot of stuff that we didn't get and everything.
Yeah.
Because I remember in RID, and I know we're going off on the little tangent. RID, that's when I started mainly like hardcore collecting. I was waiting for the Fort Max, not
Yeah.
Fort Max. Yeah, Fort Max, RID Fort Max, the recolor. Speaking of recolors, and I kept waiting for it, and I didn't know that it was just an exclusive overseas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I kept waiting for it, and I'm like, it's not coming over here. And back then I wasn't using the internet a lot, so I got on TFW and I finally found out that it wasn't exclusive.
Well, it's funny you mentioned RED because I was actually going to bring this up. Like one of the cool things about repaints is it can actually give validity to molds. Like one of the things that was cool about the Japanese series is they took some of those a lot of those Beast Wars characters that never had any presence in the US show, and they used the molds as show characters. And then when you got to RID, they pulled from like many different lines. They pulled from
the
G1.
Shark.
Yeah, Cyber Shark from Transmetal 2 became Skybite. Now it's like Skybite is like they use him. They used him in Cyberverse Adventures. Yeah,
they used it. They gave him a new. They updated its Generations
30
or might have been Classic. Yeah, 3 and 30.
Yeah.
What did RD? They used Skunker, the skunk. They had a 3-pack. Stink Bomb was it? Stink Bomb.
Yeah.
The squirrel and the frog.
Spidor. Yeah.
Spidor. They did a 3-pack of those. Was there any other universe? The universe line. They used Ramulus. They started using some of the. They did recolors for the Beast Wars as well for that one too. I mean, it's been around for a lot. Yeah, Ramjet does have the Charlotte Hornet colors and everything. I do have that and everything. But yeah, Rudy says I'm sure we had quite a few. Do you have a bunch of them, Rudy? I know you do. I know you got a big collection of old stuff. I know you do, man. Come on now. But yeah, I remember RD that started going on.
Well, the big one before I don't mean to cut you off, but the big one that RID did is they took G2 Optimus Prime, and whether you want to call him Nemesis Prime or Scourge,
yeah,
that has now become like one of the.
That's an awesome repaint.
Yeah, it's one of the best repaints of all time in my opinion. But it's like the lore of that character has really taken off. Where now it's like those, what used to be just like the Black Optimus Prime repaint actually.
Yeah.
In canon has become something else.
You're always when you get a new Optimus, you're expecting a Nemesis Prime.
Yes, you are
out of it. I mean, that's how it is.
And now we're probably going to get the Nemesis Primal as a recurring thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's which I wish would have got a universe color section out of that guy. But
I do too because that's a lopsided 4-pack because you have 3 Predacon or you have 2 Predacons, a Decepticon, and then
How's your Fangray?
I had to bathe him pretty much in Kiki in order to get him to be.
What I heard, Kato. He did a review on them.
He's good now, and he's fine. I mean, he's not floppy in here, but
it wasn't a good mold. I mean, it was a decent mold, but
it was a decent mold for it was a double crosser.
Double cross, yeah.
Yeah, they called him Twinferno.
Twinferno. Yeah.
And then when they used him when they used him for a Grotesque, I was like, okay, too much of this. Actually, when they used him for Repugnus, when Repugnus came around and it was the same mold, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, you know what? We still bought them. That's the point. Yeah. You know what? We dogged some of the stuff out. We dogged some of the stuff out, but we still buy it for some reason. I don't know why. But
I do want to talk too. Like, it's kind of funny how full circle repaints have come. So before the show, we were also talking about like some of the repaints that are out there, and I just picked up T-Rex.
Yep.
Now, let me give a little background on T-Rex. Like, I've been a lifelong collector. I've never stopped collecting from the time I was real small to now. That I've never had like a complete break in collecting. I missed some figures because obviously when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of money, and I shouldn't say obvious, but I didn't have a lot of money. And so I'd miss out on certain figures, either because it wasn't around my birthday. Hey, you got $10. Do you wait and hold out and pick up Beast Wars Megatron and Primal, or well, you can get that $10 figure now. And hey, when you're younger, you don't want to wait. So
Right.
I missed out on the original Beast Wars Megatron. I got Transmetal and Transmetal 2. So when T-Rex rolled around, I just really wanted the mold. So for a long time, he was my Megatron on my shelf. So here we are. He's a Target exclusive yet again. And now I've got him. And now it's funny because he's a redundant repaint. I have the other one. But the
And
nostalgia.
we got another one coming too. We got another one coming too.
We do. We got the Jurassic Park one, which is also a nostalgic thing. But it's just kind of funny that for a lot of people, this is like, why is this a thing? But for me, this is very much nostalgic. This is like, this takes me back.
Oh
to,
yeah. The people that ask why, like, what's it matter? If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. But don't question somebody else they want to buy it. This, like I said, to somebody else, it is something. It is their Beast Wars Megatron, or is there whatever.
And I think it's great for people to get a second chance to buy a mold if they missed out the first time. Like there's a lot of people like our buddy Parts Farmer. He's not a completionist, and he just wants to have a cool version of a mold. So for him, like, he might, I know he has Beast Wars Megatron, but if he's just like, I heard this mold's good, I never found the original, I just want to have the mold and mess around with it. Hey, you got it.
Let's see. Rudy said Fire Gust gone. Yeah, I would love to have a Fire Gust, man. A G1 original one. Them things are pretty expensive now.
Did you see Fans Hobbies doing it?
Yeah. Fans Hobby done like 13 of them now, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, they're doing Fire Guts at least.
Speaking of repaints, that's a heavy repaint. I got the original one, and I'm good. I think they have a Shattered Glass one. They have a Nemesis Prime one, I think.
No, it's not Nemesis Prime actually. It's supposed to be
version.
Yeah. I forget what, and it was like based off of a comic.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know.
I mean, you could slap Decepticons insignias on there and call them your Nemesis version.
Once again, use your imagination. You can do whatever you want. And like I said, if you do miss out on the original one, if you like to customize, you can always, get that one, the T-Rex, and paint it purple if you want to, or something like that. I mean, that's okay. Nucleon Convoy, yes, that's another. That's the black, the black repaint. That's an expensive
Quest,
one too.
I think, is what he was based off of.
Yeah, and that's expensive. Oh, okay, that's what he's based on. Okay, so the original G one's another one. It's another expensive one.
Yeah,
it's hard to find everything.
Very hard to find.
I want, like the Beast Wars. We're talking about Beast Wars. Primal. I do have the red, the red one, the clear red one. He's
Hot Tamale Harambe. Burning Convoy.
Burning Convoy. I want the clear white one. I've yet to find the clear one, and it's pretty. It's a pretty penny too as well. So I would like to get that. But I got in. Speaking of clear Transformers, I got in one of my. I mean, I thought I would never ever have a chance to get this. I got the purple version of Megatron from New Age. It's like limited to 50. And some reason I saw some guy on eBay, which I hardly look at eBay, but I was looking that day, and he had it for sale. And I was like, woo. And it wasn't outside. It was in the States too. It was over in Washington. And I was like, I jumped on. I the way he had the picture, I couldn't see inside of it because I couldn't tell. So I didn't want to get gypped. So I emailed him. And I said, hey, is that the purple version? That's he's like, yep, that's the one limited to 50. I'm like, lucky draw, give it to me. I'm like, yes. So excited. I thought I'd never have. Awesome. Now I gotta find the Insecticons. I gotta find Starscream, but I'll never find. But I'm happy. I'm debating if I want to transform him. I don't think I'm going to transform him.
Though, it's funny though. I think talking about clear figures, it's like, I'm not a big collector of clear figures. I have a couple. I've got like the I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, like I have that clear Fans Toys Quake Blast.
Okay, yeah, I have that one too.
Yep. I only got him because what was his name? Hung. When he had his store, he was selling. He was selling those things for like next to nothing. I was like, I sold my Quake when the official one came out. I sold mine, and I was like, I just like Fans Toys too much. I want this for the alt mode. But there are like Ghost Starscream is a good one. Red's coming out now with that reformatted Megatron, and I'm like, man, if they do like reformatted figures, because I mean, X-Transbots did one for Cyclonus. I forget what their actual name for that character was.
Oh, he's right over there. I forgot his name too. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I just know Quietus, off the top of my head, but I can't remember the X-Transbot's name. But I think that could be like a trend where we're going to see like reformatted characters. Like I won't hold it past Hasbro to do a 2-pack of that. They love that Earthrise Megatron mold.
Yeah.
So I can see them doing a clear Galvatron and Megatron, and like I'm like it's like one of those things.
Ooh,
There's like
that'd be a Generation Select thing. I guarantee
yeah,
that would be. Yeah.
or like a Target box set.
Yeah, that's true. Matt, the purple. I've messed around with it. Like I said, I'm really scared. I've transformed the clear version, like the clear white version, back and forth for the review. I don't know if I'm going to chance it with this one. I mean, it's still the same plastic as the clear one, but I don't know for sure. So I doubt I will. I mean, it's an expensive piece and hard to find. So
I think one of the things we got talked about though, because we've gushed on repaints a lot, but like what makes a good repaint, what makes a bad repaint, and I want to know, are there any repaints that you ever? I think we've kind of pretty much said like what makes a good repaint, but I think we should definitively say what makes a good repaint, but also what's a bad repaint. Elagos, that's right.
There you go. Good job. Yeah, thank you.
But ultimately, I got to know if there's any you've ever passed on, or just like really regret having in your collection, or both. So I guess definitively to you, what makes a good repaint?
I mean, I think a good repaint is something that changes the character from the original. Yeah. I mean, it has to. I mean, you just sometimes like Seekers. Take the siege, siege Seekers. You got the Rainmakers, and you got the red one. Sometimes they can. I think I love all the Seekers, but sometimes they're just making up stuff just to make up stuff. Just to sell the mold. And the Seeker
Hot
is
link.
Hot link. Yeah, a Seeker is the easiest one just to belt out 13 of them. And you know what? I'm stupid. I'll buy them. I love Seekers, so I'm gonna buy them. But I like one that that actually changes, like Red Alert. I think Red Alert's a great repaint because it's a different character, than what Sideswipe is from. I think, and it's different head sculpt and everything. So I think if you can make a good repaint and it changes the character, that's good. Now a bad one, I mean, I don't know if I've really seen a bad repaint. I did put the picture of Wheelie that was from Jazz. And I actually like the figure. It's a great figure, and I think it's a good repaint. But some people will probably say no. What about that
Ultra Magnus? Have you ever seen the yellow Ultra Magnus?
Oh, the Pistain one?
Yeah.
Yes. I think that was from the movie. Was that from the E6 movie? Like when he held the.
It was supposed to be something along those lines of him like powering up, but to me, it just looked like he was like, somebody froze what was in a toilet.
That's a good point. That wasn't really. I mean, that really wasn't a big repaint. I mean, I guess it was. I mean, you could tell the color difference and everything. And that rat trap was not really a good. I mean, that was just like a little subtle. And that was a $50 set. I think it was.
I think it was 50 or 40.
Was it 40?
Yeah, I think there's that.
I pass on those. I pass on that. And the Cheetor, I pass on the Netflix Cheetor. I pass on that one. Different colors for that and everything. So, that's. I mean, what do you think? What do you think makes a good repaint?
So I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. Like I think that it's something that really changes the look of the character. I love when they pick out certain details that you wouldn't see on, like, because the thing about Transformers going way back is that they always have like little intricate molding differences, or not differences, but when they go in and they pick out different things. I know this is supposed to be like the toy version of Black Arachne here, and I also have it on my desk. But like, I love how they pick out a lot of the details that they didn't on the original. You can do things like that and dramatically change the appearance of a character. Like one of the things I love and hate about T-Rex is that they gave him the appearance of teeth by painting they painted the lip differently.
What did lips do, boy?
Yeah, depending on who he looks like he has silver lipstick on. In person, it looks like teeth.
He's got silver lipstick on. Yeah, nice.
But
I'm going to put that in my review when I find that. So
But like in the Masterpiece line, when you get to like Loud Pedals one, you get a lot of those e-hobby sort of repaints. They really will pick out different details on there and dramatically change the look of the character. I think that's when you make a successful repaint. Also, when you use bolder colors, when you make this definitively different patterns.
Yeah, definitely.
I know we talked about redundant seekers, but I really love what they did with that Acid Storm, the Toys R Us exclusive masterpiece Acid Storm. They actually put that
Oh, the
that
camouflage kind of
yeah
thing going
yeah
on.
that
Yeah.
yeah they use like green urban camo on him,
Yeah.
and I always thought that was like really cool to make him look
Yeah.
different. Nowadays I want like a very toyetic version of him, but
Yeah.
back when that came out, and I still appreciate it for what it is, like having him in, I'll have him on display in plain mode, and it really stands out.
Sunstorm's another one because he's
Yeah,
so bright. I mean, especially the MP one, which is so bright. I mean, you can see
yeah.
him on a shelf. I
Well,
mean, you're looking through the shelf and like, oh, there's Sunstorm right
I've
there.
got both the Japanese and the US one, and I love the fact that both of them have flame detailing on them. Now, in the Japanese one, it's much more subtle, so he
Mhm.
looks more like he did in the cartoon,
Yeah.
but it's still there. Like those flame details are still there, and that really differentiates him. So I guess
Yeah.
really it's like it's got to differentiate from the other characters. It's got to be like sharp. Now, as far as like a bad repaint's concerned, like it's funny, we really don't get them anymore. But like back in the day, used to have like those Walmart and Costco exclusive bundles, and the worst repaint I ever think I saw was from RID. It was that like mustard colored RID Prime. Remember him? And he came with Ultra Magnus. Yeah.
Oh yes. I have those. Yes, I know what you're talking about. They were actually that was a 2-pack. Okay, yeah, okay. Because I got the yellow Prime was a exclusive by itself. But yeah, they did also back. I think Armada. Did Armada do a yellow? Like they did. They did the Prime, and they did. Who came with him?
I know who you're talking about.
Overload. They did. I don't know if I think it might have been a Costco or something, but it was an exclusive, and it was mustard yellow and brown or something.
And then during Beast Hunters, they for whatever reason like doing that green Optimus Prime, and he had like no reason for being green.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that where like it's like you're calling it Optimus Prime. Like at that point, just call it a different character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Like those are the sort of repaints I don't like. And then you have certain repaints that are just kind of like, I don't know, like Generations. I think like Transformers Universe and the original Generations line, like they had some weird ones. Like I think we're gonna look back on them a little bit more fondly in the future. Like I know there's a lot of people that like that like weird red and silver and green Optimus Primal, but like in the comics they gave him like some sort of virus or something, didn't they?
I don't know. I didn't read the comics, but they, Black Arachnia was turned into she was a 2-pack with Oil Slick, I think the purple car, and she was somebody's gonna hit me up in the comments, but I forgot her name. But she had a new head sculpt, I think, in different colors. I think I forgot her name. What was her name? Anyways, I actually like the universe thing. The kind of they took a lot of characters from the Beast Wars and Beast Machines, and they just recolored them. And I liked them. I mean, I think I had most of all the universe.
It was a good second chance for people to get those molds again, like anybody that missed out on them. Like I really did like that Silver Bolt that was in Universe. The
purple one?
Yeah.
Yep. I had that one. They had, oh my gosh, they did the Wolf. What was the Wolf guy? What was the Wolf in Beast Wars?
I know there was K9.
Not K9. It was a different one. It was I have to look at it. I forgot what it was, but yeah, man, Universe did a bunch of weird stuff. They did Thrust. They took Thrust. Thrust, like he was a white repaint of the Armada Starscream. They gave him a new head and everything. But yeah, that was a good series, and I thought their recolors were really good. Alternators did some recolors. I think a couple. Wolfang, was it Wolfang? I think.
Wolfang, yep.
I think it might have been Wolfang. I don't know. Then let's see what else. Let's see. Yeah, alternators. I was big. I remember going to Walmart all the time. I don't know why, but I went looking for alternators all the time, and just wanted new ones.
They were really cool for their time because there's really nothing like them. Like they were like
they were before MP. They were before Masterpiece.
And that's exactly what T says. He's like that was Masterpiece before Masterpiece. I mean, alternators did a lot of cool stuff that like Transformers today still don't do. Like like the steering wheels, or not steering wheels, but the front tires were like always aligned, so like they'd move with each other. You had full interiors, and
the car modes were good. Bot modes, The transformation, some of them like the Wheeljack and Grimlock, the Mustang one, I hated transforming that damn thing. And the Shockwave, I hated transforming that one too. Stuff always popped off and everything.
I think they did it right by coming out with Smokescreen first.
Yeah, the blue one. I think he was. I think he might have been the very first one that came out. Is either him? Was he the first one? Okay, is him, and I think Sideswipe was up there. I think all his stuff.
I think it was Windcharger actually.
Was it Windcharger?
Yeah, like I think it was Windcharger, and Windcharger they made a Viper, if I remember correctly.
I think so. Yeah, they had a Dodge Viper. Yeah, I think Windcharger was the first. One of the first add-on kits because he didn't have a weapon. He had like the motor, but it was like a flat part. But then someone came out with like a extension to have a barrel on it. So he may be one of the first ones to have an add-on kit to it and everything. Swindle was a pain. I think all of them were actually a pain in the ass to transform. To be honest, I mean,
I think Optimus Prime was like he was the one that made me quit. Like I got that.
I have that one. I have the black one too. The repaint, the San Diego Comic-Con. I still have it in box. I haven't opened that.
You have no reason to open it. You can just stay a cool-looking black truck.
And I had the clear one. I had the clear Mirage, and my door broke. I think when I was moving or something. I can't find. I paid almost probably $200 at BotCon one year for that thing, and it broke. And now it just stays in. It stays in car mode. I'm not going to transform it back.
I tell you, like going back to like repaints, I skipped a lot of those BotCon repaints. Like and don't get me wrong, like when I go to TFCon, I get the and like MMC. If anybody watches my show or talk to me, MMC is like one of my favorite companies, and I think they do a lot of good repaints. They do. They give you like third party offerings of characters. That you might not have gotten in a while. Like I love their bulkhead they did from the Roadbuster mold. They kind of gave us like a G1-ish a G1-ish bulkhead.
Yeah.
But those BotCon repaints, they were always so expensive.
They are.
And it was just like, I'm sure if you were at the convention and you had the hype,
that's what I did. Cool. I went to 4 of them and I got the 08. I wish I could have got the 06 set, the Beast Wars set, but that thing is going. Beast Wars Megatron, from the what was the
Dawn of Future Past set?
Yeah. What's the
that was like when the repaints started getting cool. When they turned was it Red Alert they turned into
to Megatron. Is that the Red Alert? Yeah, the big old missile. Yep, that's Red Alert. Yep. And they repainted that. 07 came out. They had the Seekers, and they told all the people, which pissed off a lot of people. They said they're not going to release the Seekers. They're going to release Seekers on the main line. So people bought it and everything and they were pretty expensive. Then 08 was the first one I went to. Had the Shattered Glass, which is a great set. And I'm hoping they do more stuff with Shattered Glass. I'm glad they're doing the 5 that we're getting now. But I really hope I would love a whole main line of Shattered Glass stuff.
I think where they got me, like the first time I ever wanted a BotCon. Well, there were 2 times. The Transmetal Tigatron, where they took Ravage.
Oh yeah, nice.
That was one of the first that I really wanted. And then RC, like because that was a lot of people don't realize. Yeah, that was the very first RC figure they ever did.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they repaint. She had a chip in her too. She could talk. Now, remember. Now, speaking of MMC, I love the black repaint of RC. I love the evil, I guess, whatever you want to call her.
Yes.
A lot of people are in the chat. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. I really appreciate y'all. Talking about Combiner Wars. Yes. Jeebus.
Yeah.
Come on now.
A bad time for repaints.
Wow.
That was a bad time for repaints.
That was.
And there were some sets I passed up in Combiner Wars.
I did too. Computron.
I never got Computron.
Never got Computron. Yep.
What was the one that came out? It was a Japanese character where they took Skylinks. They repainted Skylinks.
Oh, Sky Rain, I think it was called. Yeah, chicken. They took chicken.
Sky Rain I had that because I wanted the characters, but they repainted them in a box. I'm sure somebody in the chat will.
Oh, turquoise colors, something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it was a Japanese combiner, and they just really phoned it in.
I bought the Galvatronus, because it had a clear start screen.
Yeah, Eric Boyer says Leo Kaiser. Yeah, Leo Kaiser.
Okay, thank you.
That was like a terrible repaint. I skipped that.
I think all of them were really bad. Like I said, I've got the Galvatronus, and just because of Starscream, but actually the paint job's really good on that. The paint job was really good on those, but
Yeah,
Some of those combiner wars.
but
Minosaur has got to be probably one of the ugliest
yes.
combiners I have ever seen in my life. Him and
I was about to
Defensor.
say, people that know me know that I love my G2, and I could not bear to pick up any of those sets. I was just like, oh, this is terrible.
Dude, I remember when I was on Shirecast. This was way back. This is even when Bobby was on Shirecast, and they showed leak. It was like San Diego Comic Con, I think, or
They're glued
New York
together.
Comic Con. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like, yeah, that's the stuff. I'm like, even I was like, no, that was like a knockoff. That can't be Hasbro.
Yeah.
I was wrong. It was Hasbro, and that came out. I was like, oh god, that Minosaur looks. Ooh,
Yeah.
ferocious. I mean, it was bad. Combiner Wars has some decent ones, but they overkilled it, and I just think. But luckily, Titan Returns I think was pretty good. Powder Primes I didn't really care for very much either. That was one of those two are probably my least favorite, and Titan Returns was probably my favorite. Which they did a lot of that too, a lot of repaint, and just everybody was a headmaster, and everybody didn't like that. I'm surprised they didn't do a whole Target Master line for everybody.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they kind of did. They kind of did in Titan's Return because it was like all of the like the little individual Titan Masters.
Oh.
They all had like little. It was like almost like they mixed the Action Master gimmick with Target Masters.
Yeah, and then they had the little Pretenders, little things. I hope we get a Pretenders. I really hope Hasbro tackles. I know it's going to be kind of hard. I wish even third party. I wish somebody would start making some, Pretenders. I would love.
I think it's a missed opportunity for the Red Line. Where.
Oh.
They can make
so they don't transform.
Yeah, they don't transform. I mean, you're not going to be able to recreate the gimmick, but come out with like your Grimlock, Jazz,
and just give them shells.
Bludgeon. Yeah. We were talking about that last week. Super 7's doing a Bludgeon, and it's just like this Super 7 Ultimates line. It has no idea what it wants to be. It could have been Masterpiece Action Masters. It could have been Pretenders. But instead, it's just like, we're just going to do whatever random figures come to mind. We're going to do Ghost Starscream. We're going to do Bombshell, Bonsai-tron. We're going to do, we're doing Action Master Bombshell. And then we're going to do Optimus Prime. And he comes with a surfboard. Yeah.
And when they, then they're not going to put out the rest of the Insecticon. Just Bombshell. We're just going to get Bombshell and everything. I got the first wave. I didn't get Cheetor or RID RC. Or I didn't get those because I just didn't want them. As I said, they were pretty crappy. But I'm getting Starscream, and I think I'm going to be picking choosy of those because I don't know. And then Flames Toys is coming out with a Bonza. Or is it Bonzatron? And they're coming out with a what else they come out with? They're coming out with some other stuff too that look really nice too.
Yeah.
So,
well, now you bring up Flames Toys, I do want to mention something too. Is like I know you and I both like Shattered Glass, but a lot of my castmates on Figure Action are not a fan. But that's one of the things I do like. And you just did that Blur review, and I love how much of a different character they make.
Oh yeah, that head sculpt, money. Dude, because I compared it to the original, and it is so good. Now the original, has its issues, but that's it's a 20-year-old toy. I can understand, but this one makes Blur actually a great figure. Just the head sculpt alone, because it gets rid of the big chin, and it looks a lot better than the original Blur. So I mean, I still like Blur. I mean, Blur's still a good figure to me. I mean, everything, but the Shattered Glass one, oh, it's so good. I can't wait to get. I can't wait to get Jetfire. Oh my god.
I'm excited for that one.
That is so good. I'm surprised. Well, we do got the purple Prime, so that's good. But Goldbug. I mean, they could go. Like I wish they'd do a whole line.
I will say that Megatron though, that doesn't look all that great. It's like
that's my least favorite. Starscream looks good. Goldbug looks really good too as well. I mean, I love that mold. A lot of people don't like that mold. I love it. I have every one of the generations. That's another.
I think most people like the mold. I just think like I'm going to go back to that Worlds Collide set. It's like, why does this exist? Why
they could have put something in there.
Make it bumper. Make it. They should have just included Goldbug in there. Like that's the way you get Goldbug.
Well, I'm sure somebody's already started making head sculpts for him to make him, or either bumper. We already got a hubcap. Well, we got hubcap, bug bite, cliff jumper, and bumblebee. 2 bumblebees in that.
And then we also got Shattered Glass. Goldbug coming out.
Goldbug. Okay, so they know how to. Yeah, I don't know. Is there just too much? Is there too much of a recolor?
I think so. I mean, when you get into, like, I mentioned that Earthrise Megatron, because, or Siege. We'll say Siege just to cover the ground, because you have the first release, you have the cell shaded, you have the Netflix, you have the spoiler pack one, you have the Earthrise, you've got the first G2 Siege, the G2 Earthrise, you've got the Shattered Glass version. Did I say the spoiler pack already?
You got the premium one for Takara coming.
Yeah.
What is that, 9? Come on now.
That's 9, unless I didn't say the spoiler pack. I think I did.
Yeah, you just said spoiler pack.
Yeah, so that's 9 of them. It's kind of nuts.
But I can so I can see G2. G2 is kind of different. It's kind of it's kind of different. You can kind of be there, but some of them, I think really only one you really need if you only want one of it is the Netflix one.
Absolutely.
It's got great paint.
And I'd even say the spoiler pack one there, because you get
the Matrix thing and everything. You do get the purple, which I want. I want the patio tracks. I want the purple clear thing.
I want that too.
But I think if you could only have one, which I'm my dumbass, I bought like 7 of them. I don't, I love Transformers. But if I could only have one, it would probably be that Netflix one. The paint is really great, and that's what I like about it. You got the scars, you can see that stuff. So, I think that the Megs, we talk about the Seekers. They got tons of Seekers.
The side swipe mold was one that it got kind of ridiculous.
I have 8 of those, 9 of those.
We got 2 versions of
deep cover
in a month.
And when I was doing the review, I did a review with all of them. Well, actually, I was doing deep cover. I did all of them. People were mentioning the Back to the Future one, and I didn't include that one because it's a retool.
It's
a heavy retool.
Yeah.
So I was like, and plus it was a DeLorean. You didn't. It will.
Right.
A DeLorean. My southern draw just went way out there. It was a DeLorean, so it was a different. I think it was a different mold to me. It had, had the side swept parts, but it looked, different from what there. So I didn't include that and everything. So, but yeah, that one was used. I mean, God, no. Why did we buy this crap, man?
I think it's just because, I guess I got to go back. Like, I just think, Transformers doesn't really have that much troop building going on. Yeah, you get your Sharkticons every now and then. You got the Alicons. Yeah. But if you want to have like background core characters, troopers and stuff, you kind of have to. And like G1, and I'm not a big fan of the War for Cybertron trilogy. If you like it, you win. But like they would always show characters fighting in the background. I think there's that little bit of our imagination that wants those background characters.
Yeah, that's true. And like G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe has troop builders. They got the bats, they got Cobra Troopers, and they got everything. So, Now the MP version, Alice, I mean that was done a lot too as well. You had the G2, and you had the other ones too.
Hey, we still don't have a deep cover.
No, we don't. Give it time. I'm surprised third party hasn't made that and everything. So, but yeah, that's good. Does anybody have any questions? We've been on about 40 minutes. I think this was supposed to be like a round 30 thing, but as always, we last longer because we have such a great time. Does anybody have any questions for me or ExtraZero or anything like that? If y'all do, I know it's a little delay in time, so it may take a little bit.
Alice Top says missing Clampdown. Yeah, they haven't done
Clampdown. They did MP though.
They did MP.
But they didn't do a.
They got a Red Rover.
Generation Select.
Well, we probably will get a Gen Select Clampdown.
Yeah, Generation Select. Like I said, I'm surprised. Well, that's another. I'll ask you a question. What would you like to? What repaint would you like to see that we haven't got?
Oh man. If we're gonna talk MPs, give me an updated Ghost Starscream. If you count that.
Yes. I would love that.
I really want that. And then the biggest one that I wanted was a toy version of Galvatron, which we're getting, and I'm super excited about that.
That looks good. Yep, I'm excited. Pre-ordered.
But if I had like a dream one, here's the thing: it's like we've if you want it, chances are they make it. Yeah. But aside from Ghost Starscream, give me a legitimate Gold Bug. I mean, we had so many stand-in characters over the years. I know they're finally making their Cliff Jumper. Actually, you know what? I'm going to rescind that. I don't want a repaint Gold Bug. I want a new mold because he is technically So I'm going to rescind that.
All right.
But I'm gonna leave it at Ghost Starscream, and then for Generations, if I had to pick one for Generations,
it's hard. Yeah,
it's really hard at this point.
They've made a lot of them, and you're just kind of trying to think of one that they haven't made. I will ask. Well, don't worry about it. We'll ask Matt's question or answer. What Bayverse character do you want to see a G1 repaint color scheme for? Since they did Barricade, are they still going to do Bayverse stuff?
That's my dream repaint. Is I want an MP Barricade using like the dots and mold. That's the one I really want.
Okay, that's nice. I wouldn't hate on that. To answer your question, are they still making Bayverse stuff? I mean, I know they're making studio series.
Grindor's coming out.
Yeah, they're doing studio series stuff.
Apparently Rise of the Beast is supposed to take place in the Bayverse. Apparently.
Okay, so we'll definitely get some repaints there. I'd have to look. I'd have to go back and look. I don't know if I want any G1. I know they did, but earlier in the day, early in like the 2007 movie, they did a G1 repaint of Starscream.
Yeah, actually, you know what I want for to happen is I want more crossovers. I want more crossovers in my Generations. I want my Avengers. I want like Lewin Resources. I'm dead serious. Like Lewin Resources did that Captain America Optimus Prime. I want that official. I want that Earthrise Optimus Prime with his shield.
Yeah. Okay. Kato's got a big one. He's got a big old Captain America Optimus Prime.
Yeah, 3-footer.
Yep. Does Blackout have a G1 form yet?
I thought Blackout did.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure. The Blackout was a jet in G1.
Slipstream, or would that be a slight retool? Slipstream is a retool because it's a female and smaller, so I think they're a little skinnier. So that would be a retool. I mean, it's still a recolor as well, but it is a little retool as well. Let's see. No, I love repaints ones that are not far-fetched like Wheelie Jazz. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of translucent repaints. Aw, I love some translucent.
Yeah, the reformatted ones are another one I want for Generations.
Yeah.
So I did say that. I did say I want my Galvatron, and I'd be a sucker, but I'd buy them.
Yeah. Oh, well, definitely. Let's see. Is anybody asking questions? Sorry if I miss it. I see a bunch of I want this, I want that, which is good. Diaclone. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they did a Diaclone. Now MMC, they did Diaclone of Hoist, didn't they?
I thought they did Trailbreaker because that was like the 2017 exclusive, and then they had the white one.
Was it Trailbreaker? Okay, I'm right. Yeah. Kato, I think Kato just recently did that about a month or so. He did a review. Yeah, it was their TFCon exclusive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that was Trailbreaker. I'm sorry, I thought it was Hoist. But they do. I wouldn't mind seeing some. I'd love to see Hound. I'm surprised they had done the brown. What's his name? I forgot his name, but I know I have the G1 version or the hobby version.
I hate to say it, but I do want the Diaclone. I want Hasbro to do a Diaclone Optimus in blue.
Oh yeah. Oh, didn't wasn't that exclusive?
Yeah, that was
2019?
Yeah, that was Make Toys did the oh god, what's that line?
Dietrich. Thank you, Rudy. Dietrich. That's who it is. The Hound.
Yeah, they did that line, the hyperposable figures that they had that transformed. I forget what they're called because they stopped making them.
Oh, you're talking about the I know what you're talking about. They did Optimus.
Yeah, Optimus, Megatron. They were supposed to do
Galvatron.
Jetfire. Yeah, they're supposed to do Jetfire and Hot Rod, but they kind of fell.
Not crossover. What are those called?
Cross Dimension.
Cross Dimension. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that the Cross Dimension? Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Okay.
And that was a TCP exclusive in 2019.
Okay, gotcha. Let's see. The New Age trends look cool, but I don't have it. Well, a lot of people don't. I mean, you gotta be careful with them. Punisher, Megatron. Okay.
That would be pretty cool if they're gonna do crossovers. Though I think with like Megatron, they probably would pull something like they probably do like a Thanos Megatron.
Probably, or Doctor Doom maybe. I can see Doctor Doom.
Yeah, or Doctor Doom one would be so awesome if they gave him the like a little bit of a retooled head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did you ever get any of the crossover Transformer? Like Hulk was a
Hulk
tank.
was the only one I had. Yeah,
I
because
think I have Venom. I still have Venom. Venom was like a car, a street car,
yeah,
a racing car. I
Spider-Man
think.
was too, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It was
But
just a
they
repaint.
they they always talked about how crappy a lot of them were. Like I remember seeing the Wolverine in passing. I
The
toy
Star Wars
Star
were
Wars.
trash.
There
They
were only
were.
like a couple good ones.
I no. I had a couple. I got Vader. I got who else I have? Obi-Wan, I think. I did get the I passed on the Chewbacca and Han. The it
Yeah.
was there were some
I
bad
think
ones.
I think they finally realized that it doesn't make sense to have the vehicles turn into like a large version, or like a robot version of the character.
Yeah.
You know, because that was like that was just
Well, who was the four lightsaber?
General
General.
Grievous. That one actually wasn't bad.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
like him. He kind of was floppy.
I mean, he was floppy, yeah, but I mean, for
Yeah.
like design wise, he wasn't like poorly designed and
Yeah. Do you think? Oh, that's a good. Do you think that they're going to do a
Unicron.
Primus?
I definitely think the Little Primus, and I think that will wind up being a Kickstarter. I
Hmm.
think so many people want to recreate that scene from the movie where Unicron's crashing his
Mm.
claw into the Cybertron.
And then
Well,
Primus transforms and starts whooping their ass or something. But now Primus. Okay, I'm just going by what Armada was, or what? No,
yeah,
Cybertron. Cybertron. I'm sorry, Primus was Cybertron. He was smaller than Unicron.
he was smaller. Um, I think that was accurate to the cartoon because back in those days they weren't just making characters smaller because of budget. You know, they
Hmm.
were.
Yeah.
I mean that was the day when you got a 5 pound $20 figure still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could knock out a baby with one of those
because
things.
we talked about that Megatron Dawns of Future Past, which was a repaint of Cybertron Red Alert. And I'm pretty sure that was a $20 toy with like a foot long solid plastic missile on it, lights and
Yeah.
sounds.
Lots of sounds, exactly. Yeah, that was good. But yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind them doing a Primus. I don't
Yeah.
know. I wonder if it had trouble making like a
Now,
Unicron did.
I gotta ask you this, since we're talking about this, would you be pissed off if they kickstarted a repaint?
For Unicron.
Yeah, if they were like, yeah, we're gonna repaint, we're gonna repaint, retool slightly Unicron into Primus. Well, it would probably be a little bit more of an
That'd be
extensive
a heavy
retool.
retool if they're going to make it
But
smaller.
I honestly, I think I'd be pissed off if they didn't give Primus an original mold. Like you got to make Primus look like he did in the
Yeah,
comics.
if they did, if they try to do a retool, which they would have to retool it, if they're unless they just make them the same size as Unicron. Now, if
Right.
they made the same size Unicron, just did a repaint and retool, yeah, I would probably be upset. I'd be like, I don't want that. I already got Unicron. I don't want another. I want
Yeah.
a whole new mold. I mean, that's what a Kickstarter is for. You're
Right.
paying a certain amount of a good amount of money to get this. I don't want have they already? They haven't done one yet. So I went the ones they've done with Marvel, and Star Wars. They have yet to do one, as far as repaint or repaint or retools.
Yeah, they haven't done any for Marvel well,
Okay.
technically for Marvel, they did a retool of Studio Series Jetfire, but it was a super heavy retool to create Expanse.
Oh, did they? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, like Expanse barely if you go back and hey, I'm gonna shill for you, T-Man. T-Man, if you're watching,
He ain't watching. I ain't got time for me, man. Come
he,
on now. He's too high. He's too high up there.
he's probably playing Fortnite.
Probably. I don't
Probably
know.
playing Fortnite. But T-Man, check out his review because he actually does a pretty good comparison to show you what parts were actually retooled, and it was very, 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 very minimal. But it still technically was a retool of that Jetfire. And Larkin, yeah, I hope
I
that they
hope
don't.
so. Yeah, I hope if they do a Primus, yeah, it has to be
Yeah.
for people to jump on. They may do it, but I don't think it will make.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will be pissed off and won't be like. Eh.
Like I think the only thing that they should repaint or retool is like in the case of Galactus, like they're doing Nova. It looks like Silver Surfer is going to be a pledge goal for that. So you can get, hey, you got Nova, you
so
got
the
Silver
more
Surfer. I mean, he's already been out like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
But that's fine as an accessory to a Kickstarter. But if they were to say, hey, Primus is big, we can't sell them on the store shelf, I'm like, get out of get out of Dodge. You
Yeah.
can sell that. You can put it on BBTS. You can put it on all your affiliates, Entertainment Earth. Put it on Hasbro.
Yeah, that's what they did. Well, that's what they had to do
Yeah.
with Unicron.
Yeah.
They had to.
I disagree with what Larkin said there about it going the way of Cookie Monster. I think enough people would still fund it, but like you got to remember on that Unicron, people
You think
drug
so?
their feet. Yeah,
I don't know if they did a repaint and retool of Unicron for Primus. I don't think it would make. I don't think
I,
people would get it.
you know, it is kind of a hard bet to say. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
think I
definitely.
think the
Yeah.
stores I think the stores would step in and make it happen like they did for Unicron because like again they drug their feet. Well, you know what got me with Unicron though was all the people who didn't have money for the Kickstarter, but the moment that thing started showing up in stores, suddenly they've got like 3 times the original amount. It's like where were y'all?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like,
Can
well,
you find
I
Unicron
paid
for a
mine.
fair price?
I paid a little more because I got mine from BBTS.
Like,
So
and I get it. Like, that's the thing where like BBTS comes in. It's like they announced Unicron in the middle, all this other stuff dropping. So for some people, it's like you didn't
that
have
was true. That
had
was
the money,
true.
but like
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. People were rolling up with like suddenly they got $1,500. I'm like, where did
But
y'all
now
come from?
people, but then people, when people were selling, I see them on Facebook, which, it is what it is. Facebook, it is what it is. Some guy was trying to sell one for $1,000, which is pretty reasonable.
Very reasonable
That's a good
for
price,
yeah.
and people were still bitching.
Yeah,
They were like, "What are you?" I'm like, "Shut up," because you miss it because they're all
yeah.
sold out. You're gonna
Well,
have to
not
pay
only that, but
you're paying extra tax.
if he was shipping it too, $1,000 is a good
Well, I don't
deal.
think he was shipping it. It was for
Local
pickup.
pickup.
He was
Okay,
yeah. He's like, I'll drive 3 hours or something like that, which is fine. That's a good deal.
yeah, that
Thousand
is a good deal.
dollars, I think that's a really good deal. But people still were just, but some people were just trolling or something like that. But just to bitch about that, it's like,
Hmm.
how much they are going for? I mean, they've gone up to like $2,000. I've
Yeah,
seen
I've seen him
people,
go for 23 lately.
yeah. So I mean, you got to pay the late tax, just like Fans Toys. If you don't jump on
Yeah,
Fans, has the Cliff Jumper thing gone up yet? Their pre-order? I don't think it
not
has.
outside of Show Z.
Show Z has it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Show Z
okay.
had it.
Yeah, yeah. I ordered for Josie. They're fine. I like them and everything.
I
Um,
mean, if you care about the boxes, that's the only reason I don't order for Show Z.
oh, yeah. I don't care about the boxes. The latex is really. If you don't jump on those fan toys, yeah.
I saw
Um,
Next Machine's comment there, and I thought about something. They could do official pretenders if they continue with the core class.
yeah, they could
They could easily take those and they could sell them probably at like a $25 or $30 price point.
markup. Yeah, that could
Yeah.
happen because it's just a shell. I mean, all you gotta do is just make it fit the outer bot and everything, and be good to go. But
Elise Reviews, Studio Soul Unicron. I love that figure, and I like the fact that their repaint was giving people the alternate color scheme for them, the tune colors, the like Sunbow color scheme.
I have yet to open up my Studio Cell Unicron. I still have it in box.
Oh damn!
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff in box. I got that that Starscream statue. Put it back in the box. I reviewed it. Put it back in the box. But actually, I just sent me up. Okay, awesome. All right, well, man,
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah, it is. That was fun.
Oh
Damn,
yeah.
we should do this more often. I know I'm on the low list of friends, but it's okay
What?
because you got figure action, and I understand that. Man, I'm just kidding. We talk
Man,
every day.
between
We talk every
I
day.
think it's you and once I get better internet, I'm gonna be back on Kaz's streams. I like to pop in over
Okay,
there.
good. Yeah, it's good, dude. It's good screen. Yeah, he does Friday and Saturday nights, and it's really good, fun times and
Yeah.
everything. Especially if you love GI Joe. Don't bring Transformers in there because nobody talks about Transformers. No, Kaz is a real great dude. They have a bunch of great guys over there. But yeah, so tell everybody where they can find you, all that wonderful
Yeah.
stuff. Like I said, I'm going to put your link in the description, so definitely go check this guy out. Okay.
Right on. Well, appreciate you having me on here. It's always fun. Hopefully
It's an honor.
hopefully we can do these more often.
Oh yeah.
Especially since I'll be bored once I get in the new house, and I'll be I will be once
I
I
don't
get
know.
most of my stuff set up.
You're gonna be taking
I
a
got a lot
while.
to unpack.
Yeah. You gotta stop to.
I got
You
a
got a lot of
lot to
stuff to pick
unpack.
up. Yep.
But yeah, so you can find me over on the Figure Action YouTube channel. That's just Figure Action on YouTube. I'm sorry, it's the Figure Action Podcast. So Figure Action Podcast,
Ooh.
and we live stream every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're actually on our 150th show this Thursday.
Oh, nice.
I might ask around and see if I can find a guest. So try and
Nice. Very
find somebody we haven't had on yet, or
Awesome. That's good. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna put this link in the description, man. Y'all definitely go check it out. If y'all like a good podcast that likes to have fun, and you got T-Man on there, you got Matt, you got on there, True Star Screamer, you got on there, Joe sometimes.
Yeah,
but he's been
once
moving.
he's in his
so,
house.
Yeah, he's been moving everything. So
Yeah,
it's really
once
it's
he's
a
in his
fun
house, he'll be
podcast.
back.
It's a fun podcast and everything. But I want to thank everybody for coming in. Had a great time. I would love to do more of these. So if anybody wants to do one of these things, if y'all have like a topic, hit me up. If we have time, I would definitely, like to get on here and everything. Just drop in my DMs, slide in them real quick or something. I've done these with Cato a lot too as well. I love doing with Cato. I've done, with Larkin and stuff as well, and any Tabi. Go definitely check those guys out. If anybody has a channel in the, the chat, definitely go check all their stuff out, man. We got a bunch of great small time YouTubers, which are actually getting big time YouTubers now. They're getting really good. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by. As always, be good to yourself. Hell Hasbro, and good night, folks. Yeah, smash that like button.
Yeah, smash the like button.
And in broadcast kind of weird thing.